What's happening, YouTube, fellow YouTubers, everybody out there, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen? Welcome to 2023. 2022's past. This is a new year, new everything. New year, new me, as everybody says. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But I got big plans in store for the year, and I'd like to run you through that. At the moment, we've got everything that's lined up for 2023. As you can see, a couple of the babies all parked out strategically, trying to make it look pretty for the camera, for all of you guys out there. If you like the content, if you like what you see, if you want to see more, hit the button below, hit the like button, hit the follow, hit the subscribe, hit the bell on top for notifications. A lot more coming your way. Let's get back into it anyway. So 2022 was unfortunately a year that I don't know if I'd like to remember. Crashed the car at the end of 2022, hit a tire barrier. It's not terrible damage, a whole bunch of stuff is broken. The front fender I've pulled straight, the side skirt I got a nail back on. This should not be facing that direction, so we have to redesign the whole exhaust yet again, but it is what it is. As for 2022, more carnage. My 200SX that we ripped the RB motor out of has been replaced with another engine, but as you can see, it's no longer in the hole. It is on the floor right over here in a million gazillion pieces. Took the motor out because there was a knocking sound, there was a banging sound, there was some sort of a sound, and it sounded like a bearing knock. And as you start it, it's tuck, 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 tuck. You rev it up and it progressively knocks more. So in essence, it sounds like a bearing knock. Check the oil pressure while it was still knocking. Oil pressure was good, so we had to assume that for some reason it wrapped a shell. To my demise, we've ripped the whole motor apart. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of shells over there. They're all good. One or two have like a little line in it, but it's all still intact. All the rod bearings, or the big ends, are 100%. So what we found was one of the pistons. It was a right bank piston, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right bank piston. Oh yes, it's right here. The right bank piston had a little chunk out of it, and this little chunk made a little mark in the cylinder head right over there. As you can see, that's the only thing that we seem to have found that was a problem. So now that the motor's out, it's in pieces, it is time to redo, revamp. We might as well, new bearings, AOP rod bolts, flow, port, cut the cams, get it to rev better, get it to make more power up top. I'm not really used to the V8 kind of power thing, so that mid-range power where it actually dies down at the top, try to get rid of that and get the power to go more upwards. In saying so, I've already done that. I've ported the intake manifold. I've got the headers designed, 4-to-1 headers. They join into a 57, two pipes to a 57, and join behind the gearbox to a 76, so 3-inch right to the back. So trying to get the power curve more up the rev range. A little bit more about the car. The car has a OS Geekin twin plate clutch. It has a RB25 Fat Boy gearbox. I love that thing, so I didn't want to get rid of it. Got two very nice Corbau bucket seats. The one is obviously not in its hole because it's at the back over there. So I didn't like the way it fitted. It was a little bit too high for me, so I'm going to cut it, lower it, get it into the right driving position. A bunch of Innovate gauges. I think I need to add an oil pressure gauge into the car, but basically fairly stock trim. Got a quick release. I would actually like to take out the rear seats and all the rear interior stuff just to save a little bit of weight, but actually inspired by Adam LZ, I was watching a video of his where he goes through the compound with all his cars, and it inspired me. His cream S13, so it had nothing in the back, it just had the 2 buckets, and man, it looks amazing. So well up, Adam. I really want to get that. We did a pretty backyard spray job right over here at home in this area over here. So it's not the best spray job. It is a drift car, or it is going to be a drift car. It is a missile car, so whatever, the paintwork doesn't really matter. There's a little bit of bubbles. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera, but there's a couple of bubbles. I don't know why or what it reacted to, but there's a reaction. Got to get that reaction sorted. Maybe we'll flat it down, maybe we'll just wrap the back end. But I love this car, man. When it was working with 25, it was a bundle of joy. We've currently changed the name to Sil 43. Guess why 43? Sil because it's a Silvia chassis, 43 because of you guessed it, the motor. It's a 4.3 3UZ Lexus Toyota motor with a straight pipe, with a big banging exhaust all the way to the side. Okay, so that's that on this car. Future plans as well, wide angle kit for the front. I've already got rear arms, I've got a whole bunch of rear arms, I've got caster arms. Oh yes, and a brake upgrade. So it's got these shitty single piston calipers that we're going to replace with these 4-pot calipers, because from what I've read on the internet with all the internet gurus is that is a direct bolt on to there. So next in line, what do we have next in line? Oh, by the way, in the mix of all of this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking at getting one more. There is a EG hatch with a K20 ITB motor that it's in the mix. It's getting there. Just waiting for the deal to come right, and then I'm taking that bad boy, or I'm going to take it. This is my my mate's S13 wide body. Lovely brakes on it, T2 Racing. It has been sitting here for about a year. He's just parked it here, so I think I might just dig into this. I might just jump on and try and help. Well, let's see, how do we open the hood? Let's see. I think it is open. Dig in and jump onto this. So I think all that's needed right now is the exhaust needs to be sorted out, because it's kind of hanging and it's just banging about. Once the exhaust is sorted out, then we can take it for a spin, see what it feels like. It made good power. It is a semi-built motor, which I don't know what that means, but it just means it doesn't have rods. It's got pistons, it's got all the ARP stuff, it's got headwork, got cams, so it's got all the nice stuff. It doesn't want to open. Let's try it again. You think we'll come right? If not, we'll just have to come back. Let's give it a bash. Should be open. Yeah. Then would love to drive this thing around, see what it does, see how it rips. Oh, there we go. It's got a Garrett GT35 on it, and I think on pump fuel at a bar, if I'm not mistaken, it made a healthy 320 wheel kilowatts. It's pretty decent. I drove it after it came back from dyno. Flip, it was lovely. Next on to, which one would you guys like to know about? Okay, I'm gonna get onto this one because this is my racing car. So this is my racing car. I use it in the race season or the series. I'm gonna start a new series. It's got a whole bunch of trick arms, latch to hold the boot, because I've cut, as you can see, everything away inside the car, and that's a hole in the perspex window. Lightweight is key. Well, lightweight is everything. So perspex, everything. Unfortunately, that is glass. As I mentioned, I've crashed it, so all the body panels are in the car. Got new fenders, fiberglass. They should be wider, so I'm looking forward to that. Got a whole bunch of innovate gauges in here, safety switches. And just the bare shell, everything's been cut out. There is literally nothing left of the car. I've painted it in this baby blue. I don't know why. I thought it would look cool. I guess it kind of does. I kind of like it. It's not like for everybody's taste, but it is what it is. This car's got upgraded discs, much bigger discs. I think they're 282s with FN2 type R calipers. The combination works so sweet. It has a B20 motor. Yeah, so it's a Frankenstein B20B block with a 1600. I think it's the B16A6 head. I've put ITBs on it, 45mm Toyota throttle bodies. It's got a whole bunch of bracing, got an alley rad. It's got a Craig Davis fan, which is amazing. It works amazing. Poly mounts everywhere, so it's quite solid. Brake booster has been deleted. ABS has been deleted. These are not Hasport mounts. They are the cheaper derivative. They are the Chinese brand, but you know what, it works. Got the 4-to-1 header, as you can see, with the side exit exhaust. Obviously the exit of the exhaust is not to the side any longer. Lightweight flywheel. I think it's a 6-puck clutch if I'm not mistaken, and a custom air intake. How do you like that ducting, boys and girls? Yeah, so this is this car. No further plans with the car to upgrade. Maybe an arm here and there, you know, stiffen it up a little bit more, but other than that, widen the front fenders so I can get a wider track, maybe a slightly bigger tire on it. The best mod that's been done to that car that I have done, cost a lot of money but I love it, is the 4.7 LSD ratio gearbox that comes out of the DC2 and the EK9 Type R. If you got one of those, you definitely got to put one of those boxes in. Next, onto this bad girl. This is probably my favorite car out of the lot. Don't ask me why. Well, I can tell you why, because it drives absolutely sublime. There's nothing that feels like this. I don't know how to explain it. It is just a car that low horsepower, big feelings. It just, the crazy thing is, I had this car tuned and it made about 125 kilowatts. Call it on a stingy dyno, as everybody would claim. It kept up with an M2 competition on the highway, and you would assume that it would maybe be quick robot, but on the highway, I don't have video evidence, unfortunately. I know everybody's gonna say bullshit and call bullshit, but whatever. I do have witnesses though, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it till this day. With such a little amount of horsepower, it was basically a stock motor, had a tri-Y header, 3-inch exhaust, 52mm ITBs, running a Haltech ECU, and it did that. So then we changed the header to a 4-to-1 reverse cone. So basically the megaphone header is what it's called, and the power jumped, but it dropped under 4 grand, but over 4 grand it just excelled like you won't believe. Mods done to this car, obviously carbon hood, try save as much weight as possible. The AC has been deleted. Yep, AC's been deleted. We've got 52mm ITBs. We've got solid mounts on the gearbox and the engine. I'm not too sure which engine one, but the gearbox one is definitely a solid mount. It's still got the stock clutch from when I bought the car. I think 3 years ago. I imported it from Japan. It was a high mileage car, 216,000 kilometers on the clock. At the moment it's got 250, and I drive this thing all the time. Recently taken the head off, got the head flowed, ported, 3-angle seats on the valves. The cams have been changed. They are Skunk stage 2 tuner 2s or tuner 2 stage 2s. High rev kit, titanium retainers, you know, the whole 9 yards that goes with this package. Yeah, I'm very keen to see what it does. It's got braces, it's got coilovers, it's got camber bushes, it's got caster bushes, it's got arms, it has braces everywhere. It is awesome. It's got a Tegawa radiator, it's got a front mount oil cooler, because obviously you'd have to mount it in the front for the best air cooling. That's on the engine bay side. Stock brakes, hard lines, set of Enkai WRC Tarmacs, fantastic. I love the wheels. Inside here we've got a Buddy Club, oh yeah, we've got Buddy Club roll sensors on the car, Buddy Club short shifter, Momo steering, Motormech FIA approved seats. The harnesses, they're pretty like dead average, they're not anything fancy, but they're going to get changed and put into another car to get proper FIA belts. And in the car it's pretty stock. The AC's been deleted, the airbags have been deleted, anything that could have been taken out has been taken out. And then on the rear of the car we've just got a brace on the inside. I'm trying to dodge everything, so it's pretty much a stock car on the inside. It's pretty much a stock car. It's just got a couple of braces, and then underneath it's got the downward facing exhaust, which is my fucking favorite, and just a couple of sway bars, rear bars, braces, low control arms, the rest. Hopefully when it comes back from dyno, it's going to make, from what it made last, which was 139 kilowatts, I'm really hoping for a 10 to, let's call it a 15% increase, and going to be running it on E50 fuel. Now, what have I forgotten? Aha, Mona Lisa. Oh, just while we're having a look at Mona Lisa, I'll walk around her in a little while and I'll show you everything. I got 2-stroke carts, gold carts. I've got this bad boy over here, and there's another 2-stroke inside there, and at the bottom is a 4-stroke. Maybe I should open it up and show you guys. Let me go on to, let's leave Mona for last. Mona for last. E30 pandem kit with a monster of an exhaust. I think that's a 5-inch tip. It is my car that I've owned for 13 years. It's a very special car to me. It's gone through the paces. It was a stock body 325 IS, interior trim, stock body panels, the works. We fitted Brembos on, obviously, with M3 E46 discs, and changed the engine. It's got a big turbo motor with a big BOV, and it sounds absolutely phenomenal. Inside the car, well, I don't have a lot left. Just Devil's Own water meth. I think I should change that bottle and put a bigger bottle in here. 2 Cobra Monaco Pro seats, a whole bunch of gauges, switches, a basic standard, a basic computer box, GFB boost controller, and some basic dials. And my favorite is steering wheel, signed by Nicolette Santo, Ken Block, and Peter Solberg. And over there, which it's pretty much gone over the years, signed by the man, Mad Mike himself. Maybe I should take this hood off so I can show you what it looks like on the inside here and talk around it, how much power it made, and then we are off to this little girl over here. And last but not least, all right, I'm back. As you can see, the hood's off, and what we've done here is basically just thrown a 1J into a BMW and given it a wider track so that it can handle better, for one, and for two, it can go fast, because that's one way to make a BMW fast, right? Throw a Toyota engine. It's got a Holset HX35, well, it's called the Super HX35 turbo on it, custom branch, 38mm gate, which I'm going to upgrade to like a 46 or a 50. Stock intake plenum, 2JZ injectors, water meth system, BOV, external wastegate, and Lexus brake booster, GFB controller, big radiator, An oil cooler that's over here, don't know if you can really see it much, but yeah, oil cooler, and then a intercooler that's over here. And yeah, basically that is what it is. It's nothing too crazy, but it's nothing too subtle. It needs harnesses because it doesn't have belts. It's got a harness bar essentially, and that's it. We've gutted everything out of the car, the boot, the wheel well, the everything. So it's as light as it possibly can be. It's got a e-brake, which is right there next to the steering wheel. I like the positioning of it. A lot of guys put it on the other side of the car. And then we've got 2 calipers. Now, last but not least is Mona Lisa. Been resprayed. Everything's been redone. All the dents have been taken out. I've got 3 sets of wheels for this car. I've got a set of end cars. I've got these TE37Vs. And I've got a set of Advan RG2s. Yeah, the RG2s. They're all locked up. The RG2s are lovely, but the only problem is they're 17, so they're a little bit small for the car. Well, I feel like they're a little bit small. The other 2 are 18s. Pretty much a stock car. It's got nothing really done to the engine. It has a set of these Sparko seats, lovely ass seats, my favorite. No, they're not my favorite. They're actually, the core bars are my favorite, but these are my favorite looking. It has a room bar by Ultra Racing, D1 spec gear lever, suede. Everything's been painted on the center console. A whole bunch of gauges. Let's see what the gauges look like. Yeah, a whole bunch of gauges over here. I dig them, they're very cool. I like the feature that you just turn the lights on and the color changes. They go from like white to red. And star cluster, still 122,000 k's on the clock. I bought the car at 119. GFB boost controller, the original boost gauge holder, but it's a depot gauge. Let's have a look at what's inside the trunk. So I need to spray this in clear because it's gone faded, sadly so. And yeah, I watched somebody do this today. I think it was Adam LZ, also struggling to find the clip for the bonnet or the hood. So the mods done to this are pretty standard basic stuff. It's a Tomai exhaust branch. It's still got the stock turbo on it. It's got a front mount intercooler. It's still running the stock ECU. It does not have water meth yet. I do have a kit. It's got a little nicely painted matte black valve cover, a nice Tomai spark plug cover, and yeah, that's about it. It's got this cooling panel over here on the front in carbon. It's got coilies. It's got Ultra Racing braces. I'm not sure if you can see at the bottom there, there's a white sway bar. Yeah, that's Ultra Racing sway bar in there. There's a Ultra Racing sway bar at the rear. There are a whole bunch of, what is the brand now? Hard Race. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of Hard Race arms in the back here. As you can see, that dark blue. Yeah, those are all Hard Race. It's got a Ultra Racing rear sway bar. The whole rear of the car has got poly bushes. It has a, I think it's a Casco or a Nismo LSD. Man, it works. Like, it really works. Let's get underneath the car. 3-inch pipe right to the back. Whole bunch of Hard Race stuff. Poly bushes. Everything. So, I don't drive this car, but I love this car 2 bits. Lovely Momo prototype wheel, D1 spec quick release yet again. I am, however, thinking that I should maybe or possibly sell the car. Oh yeah, and just so that to clarify things, it is a spec R. It's got the 6-speed box. So I'm either contemplating on selling the car because I hardly use it and it never goes to use. So maybe sell the car, somebody that will use it a lot more. I'm not very familiar with the SR20 DET motors. I have been told to put a SR20 VVL head on it, then it makes it a VET. So it's either that or I've been saving up for a while. I'm thinking of putting a link ECU in it, getting the boost turned up a lot, put the water meth on it, run a slight mix of fuel. That car runs pump fuel, by the way. It is like a gorgeous midnight purple color. I don't know if you can see it in the sun, but yeah, yeah, so this runs pump fuel. It makes 350 kilowatts at the wheels. Sorry, I'm jumping between this and that just because I saw the color, so I just wanted to show you guys. That one makes around 180 at the wheels. I don't know what that is in horsepower, but you multiply it by 1.33, so it's about 230 at the wheels. That makes about 460 wheel horsepower on pump gas. This makes 105 wheel kilowatts, so probably like 140 odd wheel horsepower, which is pretty decent. That made 170 odd, so it's about 220, 230, 240 wheel horse. And I'm assuming that's going to make about the same as what that made, because it's a Honda. It's going to rev to 9 grand. So yeah, maybe sell this car if I get good money for it, or if I get a good buyer for it, and that is the plans. Or put a link ECU in it and actually just drive it. I've got a set of big ass Brembos that is also going to go onto this car, and for the year, that's the plans. That car over there is going to be the car I'm going to drive a lot, or most of the time, because I'm going to thrash it about and just make skid videos, donut intersection videos, just go crazy with the car. That's what it's there for. That's what it is. It's a beater car, and I'm waiting for that EG hatch. If not the EG hatch, possibly go for something like a S13 Silvia. I really like those cars, or maybe a S14 Koki to complete the collection. So 13, 14, 15. So that is what it is. Big goals for this year. I would like to see myself going over to the States, going to try and visit the LZ compound, because, you know, to everybody in the YouTube or the car scene, LZ is a hero, he's a legend. Jimmy Oaks, I would like to meet the guys in Ireland from Drift Games. I like to do a lot of stuff, but yeah, go to America if possible, move to the States. I don't know how I'm going to transport all of these things with me if I do go, but my most important factors would be these little guys. There's one, there's two, and the other one is sleeping over there. There's three. April, hello. Yeah, so those would be the most important factors. But for right here, right now, as you can see, the house is a nice kind of gray. I'm going a little different. We're busy painting the house, getting it all blacked out. The garage blacked out, the floors blacked out, the walls, everything's kind of blacked out. The whole outside of the house, the inside of the house. So those are the plans, those are the future goals. If you like what you see, if you like to see more, hit the button on top, the bell, hit the like button below, hit the subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys entertained. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep on informing you with all the builds as we go through piece by piece. Yes, to 2023. I like to see you guys, and if you see me, come say hello. And if not, hit me up with a message. Let's do something together. Let's do a collab. Let's film stuff. Let's go reckless. Let's go insane. Let's just make cool content for the internet for everybody to enjoy. Look forward to seeing you guys. Peace. Oh wait, hold that thought for a second. Forgot to mention, I couldn't find the keys for this. I don't know where I put them. It is what it is, right? I'm sure if I don't find the keys, I'll have to cut the locks. And also stay tuned to the new content that's coming out, because I did buy a GoPro 360 camera, so the quality of the work, all the workmanship is going to get a lot better. Plus I'm going to buy a new editing software, new laptop, and then create better content for you guys. Peace.